We in the office.
Just say it how you feel.
Facts.
Say it how you feel.
Oh! We in the office. Oh! Welcome back to Say It How You Feel. And as promised, man, we are here to deliver some fire. You guys
As
ready for this week's
always.
episode?
As always. You know what I'm saying? You expect
Yeah,
nothing less. You expect nothing
absolutely.
less.
Absolutely. So today's episode is going to be one that makes you dive deep into the realms of reality, right? And I say it
Mm,
like that for a reason. Today's episode is going to be on dreams. But before we get
dreams.
there, I'm Say,
I'm Mo.
and this is Say How You Feel. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you take the lead on this one, bro.
So the big thing, man, is thinking about this episode is I have always been a dreamer, like whether it be daydreams, night dreams, nightmares, it don't matter. Like I've always had big dreams, you know what I'm saying? I've always had
Mm-hmm.
this open-minded concept of that you can only be held back by your own imagination. You dig?
Facts.
And
Agreed.
I don't think that like I'm some type of psychic or no shit like that. Cause I really like I remember my dreams, but not for real. But I don't feel like my dreams predict anything. But do you feel like dreams like have meaning to them?
So crazy that you said this. I know people, and myself included, who have or have had dreams and they have came true, almost like premonitions. So I am a
That's
firm
fucking
believer.
scary.
It is scary. It depends because it is scary, but it's not scary because I didn't say nightmares. I said dreams. Nightmares, that's a whole different story. But in regards to like dreams, some of the dreams that I've had in the past have been like premonitions. Some of them usually happen around something life changing. I usually get like that deja vu feeling, like, oh, I've felt this before, or I've seen this before, and that typically happens when like something life changing is about to happen for me, something that's big that marks a big point or a turning point in my life.
Mm.
So this is a fact, and I know other people, and I'm actually really close with one of my best friends, who he has like full blown in your body experiences where he'll envision something happening in that person's body, and then it happens. And I have a crazy story
Whoa.
for that.
Okay. Hold up. Time
Yeah,
out. So
yeah.
when you said that, I was about to be like, okay, so you want to correct that and say like out of body experience, but no, you said in your body experience. That is wild.
In a all right. So might as well. Let me just do it.
The fuck
I
is this
wish
some Matrix type shit? Like,
I don't know, man, but I can. What I'm about to tell you might be shocking to many, but I'll never forget it. Even to this day, there's things that he has said, even predicting like me having kids and all this other stuff. He's been
how
spot on.
weird is that? As if he went in your body and fucked somebody. How crazy is that? Like, dog, it
I don't know
felt
about
so
that.
great.
I don't know about that. He's gay, so I
What's the
doubt it'll
limit
be.
on this?
I doubt it'll
What?
feel good to him. So yeah, he might be grossed out. Anyway, so let me get to the dream, man. It's just crazy. Um, this was years ago. So I was in high school, not too long ago, right? But I was in high school, and it
This
was a
nigga
group of
almost
us.
40 talk about not too long ago. It's hilarious.
I am not. Do not listen to this nigga. I am not 40. I am not. I'm nowhere near 40. Thank you, God. Anyway, as I was saying, so pretty much what happened, man, was there was a group of us, four friends, me, him, and two other people. So he used to have these dreams in high school, and I'm like, okay, cool. It is what it is. But then he started having like deeper dreams, and he used to tell me like these nightmares he would have and these experiences. And then one time it got crazy. So I'm gonna tell you the dream, I'm gonna tell you what happened. Crazy story. So one day he comes to school, he tells me, yo, man, I had this nightmare, right? He says I was walking, I wasn't really dressed like myself because he used to dress a little bit different back then. But what happened in the dream was he was walking, right? He was walking, and he remembers he was at this place. He felt it felt chaotic to him, and in the midst of it, some stuff happened, and he ended up getting stabbed. He remembers getting stabbed. He remembers looking down like that and seeing the
I'm
blood.
bleeding. I'm sorry. I want to be serious. I really do. But
Whenever you're ready, just let
okay, go
everybody else
ahead.
know when you're ready.
I'm
So,
always ready, guys.
all
Salute.
right,
Anyways, continue. So he got stabbed. He was bleeding all over the
yeah,
floor, and
and yeah, in his hands and everything. And then he wakes up. So he tells me this dream, and I'm just like, okay, bro, I got you. All right, cool. And boom. So then it happens, right? So we
he
had
got
another friend.
stabbed.
No, no. So what happened was we have a friend, all right, who got stabbed. And this story goes deep. The story goes. I know I'm like bouncing over the place, but I'm gonna get to it. So remember, okay. So now we have the dream, and then we have the friend that gets stabbed. So the friend that got stabbed, me and him was really close, like really, really close, and he's actually one of the first people that ever like really met my family and stuff. So I was like itching to get to the hospital to make sure he was okay. So I get to the hospital, and in that time, I had some stuff going on in my personal life, like with this chick I was dating and stuff like that. But we had another mutual friend drive us to the hospital. Okay. So we get to the hospital, and the guy that drove us to the hospital, it was just me, him, and that's it. It was weird because we were cool, but we never were like close. We never connected like that. So I just felt that it was odd. So I get to the hospital and I asked to see my boy, and they're like, yeah, yeah. We have to have you screened first. The police are upstairs because it was a gang. It was a gang stabbing. So he was in a gang at the time. And they said, you got to get screened by the police. And then the cop, not the cops, his mother and father will vet you in if they approve, right? Because they don't know who's coming to see him, and it is gang related. So that was a protocol for the hospital. Long story short, we get upstairs. Both of us got in. You know, the mom and dad was like, "Hey, listen, I know him. He's cool. If he's coming with somebody, he got to be cool." So the mom and dad let us. They said we were good to go. We went upstairs, and then we're walking into the room, right? So as I'm walking into the room, he's laying down in the bed. He's hooked up to the IV and everything, and I walk in, and his eyes open like this, like he's happy to see me. He's like, "Oh my God," you could tell he's so happy. And then the dude that drove me to the hospital walks in behind me, and he goes like this. His energy drops, right? And I picked up on it, but I was like, that's weird. So he tells the dude, we come in, I give him a pound, whatever. I'm just like, yo, what's going on, man? And he's like, yo, what's up? And he's like, he asked the dude, yo, can you do me a favor? Can you give me and him a minute? He's like, yeah, no problem. He's like, yeah, I'll talk to you afterwards when me and him are done. That's all he said. So the dude waits out in the hallway, and then he's talking to me. So my boy, this is what happened now. Now you guys are going to get the full picture. He says, yo, do you remember when I called you 3 nights ago? I said, yeah, I missed your call. He's like, yes. That was the night I got stabbed. I was like, okay, I figured as much. He said, yes. Let me tell you what happened. He went to a Wendy's with him and his crew, whatever. As he's in Wendy's, they're ordering food. He sees my then ex-girlfriend. We had just broken up, so he didn't know this, but he thought we were still together. He sees her on a date with old boy who drove me to the hospital.
Damn.
So it gets crazy, bro. It gets
Nigga, that's
insane.
some M. Night Shyamalan shit. I was not expecting that twist. Oh, plot
Right.
twist.
And to this day, bro, to this day, I was like, yo, that's so crazy. So he sees her, not knowing that we broke up maybe like a day before. So it kind of seems like this was planned. Like she already was intending on breaking up with me so she could fuck around with this dude, right?
Fucking whore.
Whatever. It is what it is, bro. This is like forever ago. So the crazy part is he sees them and he instantly is trying to call me to tell me, yo, she's
Your
over
girl
here
up here
with this dude. Exactly. And guess what happens? In the middle of him trying to make that phone call, a rival gang rolls up at the Wendy's and they start getting into it, right? So now as they're getting into it, they're fighting and scuffing. He ends up getting stabbed. I forgot what he got stabbed with, but he got, yes, got
So
time.
where's the body guy, the in your body guy? Where's he at? He didn't come to the hospital with you. Okay,
No,
all
no,
right.
he
My
did
bad.
not
I
come
don't
to
mean
the
to skip the
hospital.
story.
No,
I
no,
was
no,
just
it's
like,
cool.
we're missing a piece. All right, go ahead.
Nope, full circle. I promise you.
Okay.
So he gets stabbed, right? In an area. He gets stabbed in an area. He's bleeding. And all he remembers is like looking at his hands, looking down at his shirt, seeing the blood on his shirt. He passes out. Boom. Next thing you know, he wakes up in the hospital. Boom. So now, as he tells me the story, I start to ask him. I was like, yo, what were you wearing? He said, yo, I had on a white tee. I was like, where'd you get stabbed? He's like, oh, I got stabbed right here. And he shows me, right? And I was like, so you were like, you got stabbed, you were looking down after you were fighting, and you realized like, yo, like I'm bleeding, right? He's like, yeah, and then I passed out, clean the fuck out. So then I go back to my boy who told me the vision, right? The premonition, we'll call it. And I was like, yo, can you describe to me your dream again? That one you had that was a nightmare? He said, yeah, I was at this place. It felt chaotic. I remember like feeling chaotic. And then I remember I got stabbed here. I looked down at my shirt, looked down at my hands, and I passed out. He's like, but I knew it wasn't me because it didn't feel like me. And I was like, bro, and then he stops mid like story as he's telling me the story again. And he's like, oh my God, I was literally envisioning this dude getting stabbed, but just didn't know it was him. To this day, bro. crazy.
That is
So
fucking wild.
that's just one of many dreams that he has told me that have came true.
Damn.
Let me
You know,
tell
he
you.
remind me of
Yes.
he remind me of
Oh,
Buddy from Game of Thrones. You remember his name? The one that got
yeah,
pushed out the
Varys.
window and broke his legs?
Oh no. Oh, you mean Bran?
Bran.
Oh
Yeah,
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 Bran
Bran.
on the
The
military.
Raven. The
Yeah.
Raven. Yeah,
Yes,
that's wild.
bro. I'm telling you, man. And listen, there's been many dreams, and that situation too with the whole X and things. It was crazy, man. It was like plotting that shit behind my back, but it is what it is, right? Long
Yeah,
story
man.
short, it is what it is. I just knew it was crazy. The whole shit was crazy, but the way it tied together was insane. So since then, I started paying attention to my dreams, and like I said, I've had many premonitions of like things happening, and then when they happen, I was like, oh, this feels like deja vu, and I've either dreamt about it, especially like in the military. Some of the stuff that I experienced. There's other things that I've experienced where I don't want to say, but I'm going to say it anyway because say how you feel when we're talking about it. I remember this one dream. It hasn't happened yet, and I hope it doesn't. But it's this one dream where it almost feels like I'm watching this missile like move into the sky, and I'm looking at the missile, and I was like, "Oh shit, this is the end." Like that's exactly what I remember
Jeez
feeling.
Louise.
Yeah, bro. I remember seeing like Humvees and other stuff like that. That's past, and you know I was in the military. I remember going to this one street, looking down this one street, and I was just like, okay. And then in my dream, it was the same thing. I had Humvees, that same street. It was just like I was like, wow, why is this here? But
So
it's
it's
crazy, man.
safe to say that you pay a lot of attention to your dreams, right?
Absolutely, 100%,
I had a
100%.
dream when I was in the military. I was deployed at the time, and I was rapping. Like I used to be a real like rapper. I got a mixtape out, or had a mixtape out, all of that shit. Like I knew I was gonna be in the entertainment industry somehow, some way. I was having a rough
Right.
time on this deployment, and I remember I was in my room after my 3 drinks at the bra, which was really like 7, 8 drinks, and I was supposed to be going to record the next day in one of my homeboys' dorms. We recorded a whole mixtape, nigga, in dorm rooms at the fucking in the desert. Like the shit was gangster, great quality too.
Yeah.
But I remember saying like, I'm done with the military. I'm ready for this. I'm ready for the
Mm-hmm.
fam. I'm ready to go to the next level. I went to sleep, bro. And I remember I was walking into this room, and it was a big dark room, and it was this big black table in front of me, and
Mm,
I was sitting on the other side of that table. And then
mm,
next to me was this badass redhead bitch, badass bitch. And I was talking to myself, like we was having a real conversation. And finally, myself slid a paper across the table and was like, "Here you go, man. Like it's time to go. We here.
mm,
Like this is all you've been asking for. This is what you've been dreaming of. We here. It's time to rock out." And as I was
mm,
reading the shit, I don't remember the exact wording, but it was something about this piece of paper that I was looking at. That I was about to sign, just didn't sit right with me. You know what I'm saying? It
mm,
just didn't sit right. And I was like, man, I don't know if this is the best move. And this redhead bitch got up from this table and was snapping. I'm talking, she was blacking out. She was calling me fucking stupid, telling me that I was wasting my time. I was wasting my life. Like this was an opportunity I'm only gonna get once. Going
mm-hmm.
off. And I said no again. And like she got in my fucking face. Like she got in my face so bad it scared me, bro. Like it scared me awake.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
it scared the shit out of me. And after that, like I really like didn't really have the dream of being a rapper no more, nigga. Like it was like, fuck that shit, bitch. If I gotta deal with that, I really feel like that was I went to sleep and
Mm-hmm.
I was about to sell my soul. Like that's what I feel like I was
Mm,
presented with that opportunity. So when it comes to dreams and dropping into that different wavelength, you got the alpha wavelength, you got the beta wavelength, gamma wavelength of your brain when you're sleeping, right? I feel like you can cross into different realities that might cross paths with your reality. You know what I'm saying? Different simultaneous realities. You know what I'm saying? Different timelines that are rocking at the same time, or a completely different fucking dimension. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever have dreams that just feel real?
wow. So you felt like you was about to sell.
That's what I felt like, bro. Like
Yeah.
when I woke up from that and how
Mm-hmm.
like aggressive this woman got with me, it legit
Mm-hmm.
scared me, bro. It
Mm.
legit like you ever had them jump scares out your sleep where it's like
Yes.
like it was one of those, like she scared the shit out of me when she got in my face. I was like, oh
Mm.
fuck this shit.
So crazy thing. I know I sent you this, and it's been the last week has been bugging me, bro. Because I remember I sent you this on TikTok. It was about this dude who had a dream about the devil in politics and these guys in
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
suits.
yeah, yeah. I seen that a while ago too, right?
But it's been bugging me, right? Because you got to understand, like having a dream a year and then a year and a half later, someone telling you not to dismiss a dream that doesn't know or may have had the same dream you've had.
But
It's
don't know
pretty
that you
intense.
had that dream.
Well, they know you had the dream because they tell you that they know that you had it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of like this thing, man. It's very interesting when it comes to dreams. Like, especially on a religious standpoint, dreams are used to tell the future.
Mm-hmm.
Dreams are used to send messages and
To
communicating through
communicate.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
that word communicate, right? There's certain things that happen in our dreams that you should not ignore. And I know some people don't get dreams. Some people don't have dreams, bro. I had this one guy, same guy that was in the video. He said he hadn't had a dream for 10 years living in
Yeah.
New York City. He said it was too chaotic
Too
and he
much
was having such a hard
noise.
time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, too much noise. And I do believe, like, dreams are very, very, very important because I personally believe, like, on an energy level. I was talking about this today, actually. On a energy level, they they tell you so much. They tell you things that you cannot naturally see, right?
Mm-hmm.
They hit things on a different perspective, different plane completely. And that's why I do believe, like, when it comes to dreams, man, you got to be very cognizant of what your dreams are trying to tell you. And that's different from nightmares.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
You're talking about people who don't have dreams. Like I didn't realize that it's people who don't have dreams. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Until me and the wife not too long ago, we were just sitting down talking, and this might have been maybe what 2, 3 weeks ago. We were having this conversation. She was like, "I haven't had a dream, and I don't know how long." And I was like, "You are stressed the fuck out. The fact that you are
Mm.
going to sleep and not dreaming, that means that you're not at ease. You're not at peace. Like your mind is you can't even get to a state of relaxation to be able to just zone the fuck out and
REM.
have a dream."
Right.
And we indulged in some things on my birthday, and I overly indulged on said things. And
Yes.
she just took just a little bit. She microdosed herself, and she had a dream that night. She's been dreaming ever since. She's been
Good.
dreaming ever since.
Good.
And my
Good.
dreams have been vivid than a motherfucker ever since. Like,
Let's
oh
talk
my
about it.
god,
What's the
bro.
craziest shit you've been seeing or have
So,
seen?
actually, just last night, I had a dream that I was at a fucking theme park, and at this theme park, the mascot was a dinosaur, like a Barney type dinosaur. But it wasn't like Barney, nigga. It was a dinosaur. Like it was a fucking like it was a scaly ass dinosaur that I was talking to.
Mhm.
And but it was like I didn't feel threatened or anything. It was just it was cool. But everything
Mhm.
was super like colorful. It was real fucking pretty. It was the you ever seen what's the fucking movie? There's this movie where this little girl, I think her mom dies of cancer, and her mom create a theme park in her house. I think it's called like Adventureland or some shit like that. Have you ever seen that movie?
Nah, it doesn't ring a bell.
I'm gonna look it up and we
Mhm.
can stitch it in here. However, in this movie, the girl, her and her mom, they imagine these rides for a theme park, and then they like come to life type deal. Well,
Mhm.
it was rides like that in here. Like, you know how like when you go to a theme park and they have like the swings that spin around. Instead of the
Yeah.
swing spinning around, it was birds, like real birds. You was riding a bird. Like that's how like vivid this dream was. Like it was like shit
Mm.
that shouldn't be real was real, and that has been the case just about ever since. Like not every time, but I'm having some really like type dreams where it's like, what
Mm.
the. But and that's why it's like some dreams I really don't feel like have meaning. I just feel like they're just like you are not here. You on a completely different. You were someplace
Plane.
else.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
someplace else. You know.
It's interesting. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, I've learned more from through my dreams and like I want to say communicating through my dreams, but like understanding. And like sometimes, my partner, she'll have dreams and she'll tell me what her dreams are. I was like, yo, there's a meaning behind that, or this means something. And you know what's crazy, man? I can't even say crazy. That word I'm just gonna remove from my vocabulary because at this point, what is crazy, right?
Yeah.
But what's interesting enough is that I will like explain to her or try to get her to interpret her dreams. And 9 out of 10 times, it happens exactly the way I say it, just takes time. Whether it's a week, two
Mm.
weeks, or a month, I'm like, oh, remember that dream you had that said this? She's like, yeah. I was like, look what's happening right now. And she'll just be like, oh,
I believe wholeheartedly in a woman's intuition. I really do, man. Women
same.
are keyed in on a different level, and I really feel like it's one of the things that really key women into that aspect, and this is gonna sound really fucked up, and I don't mean any discrimination behind this for anybody
Mm.
who is suffering with, certain problems where they can't produce a child. But I feel like there's something between that uterus, man. There's something about a woman having a
Yeah.
kid and being on the brink of death and bringing life into this world that keys her in on to a different level, um,
Mm.
psychologically.
Psychologically.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like it
Psychologically. Yeah.
it keys them in differently. Like their brains work differently. My wife has this, it's like she has a feeling, you know what I'm saying? And like a lot of the shit that she says or predicts, it really does come true. That's why like I really like the fact that she is dreaming again, because the fact that she's dreaming again, it gives her mind a chance to really like give me these lotto numbers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like bring back some useful shit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make a
Oh God.
million in these streets.
Listen, I tell you what, it's crazy, but there's more ways to make a million than you think. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know,
And for all you
absolutely.
know, you already like I tell you this all the time. For all you know, bro, you're already there. You just gotta wait and claim it. That's it. That's a huge part of the battle right there. But nah, I agree with you. They even say like that birth canal is the channel of where the soul and everything comes into the child, and it's like it's deep. It's deep. You look at the Ankh and what the Ankh represents, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's deep.
Life.
Life. It's
Life.
been there. It's been there for a while, man. Everything's in our face. You just have to understand what you're looking at. And that goes for your dreams as well. And
And
that's why I
real
said,
quick, I'll just
yeah.
interrupt you.
Hmm.
I found research department found that fucking that movie I was talking about. It's called Wonder Park. So when you get the chance, look it up.
Yeah.
Wonder Park. It's a deep ass movie, but that's
Okay.
like check it out. Be ready. It's a
Got you.
tearjerker. Okay, it's a
Okay.
tearjerker.
Good.
But go ahead. My bad. My bad.
No, you go.
Continue.
Good to go. So no, like I was saying, man. Honestly, that's why when I said, dive into reality, because your dreams technically can be perceived as your reality. It's just told differently, right? It's just expressing things to you differently. So that's why I stated the way I stated it, because it's true to some degree. Our dreams have a lot of power, and whether you choose to acknowledge that or not is entirely up to you. But there's definitely, you know, it's helping you
Mm-hmm.
understand certain things. And whether if like I said, if you ignore it, then that's on you. But if you take it seriously and you try to understand what it means, then yes,
Yeah, I feel like that
absolutely,
too,
bro.
man. I feel like there's definitely messages there. There's an underlying meaning, you know what I'm saying, or a warning behind your
Mm.
dreams, and those nightmares too. Those nightmares. Maybe you having that problem. You ever had that dream where you just you pulling teeth out, or like your teeth are falling out?
Yeah, they said someone's gonna die when that happens.
No, fuck no. This is the fact that you lost control over your life. That's what it means. Like you've lost
Well,
control. You don't
that's
understand.
interesting.
Yeah, you don't know. Like I'm a control freak by nature. I like to be in control. I like to
Hmm.
know like when things are gonna happen. I really like I'm power hungry.
Hmm.
Like I like to be in control. And when I don't feel in control, that's most often when I had that dream where it's like "Pff," and it's a whole fucking molar that comes out of my mouth.
As another thing too is very interesting is that like
Interpretations.
understanding, yeah, interpretations, because to my interpretation, and it hasn't been wrong. Whenever you have a dream of like someone's teeth falling out or a tooth falling out, is that someone's going to pass, right? That's
Damn.
typically what they're saying. Yeah, that's what it's meant. At least to me, for the longest time, that's what it's meant to me. And I've looked it up many times, and they say, oh, that doesn't mean this, it means that. But 9 out of 10 times, bro, if I see that dream or have that dream, someone's passing,
You
whether the
know,
person's teeth was falling out or someone within that time frame of me having that dream.
maybe it's not one of those catch-all type things.
Of
Maybe
course, no.
your interpretation of a dream is not the same interpretation, you know what I'm saying, that somebody else
Yeah,
could have from it. Maybe
absolutely.
different things mean something different because it's like the same thing with like people who say you see a fish in a dream that means somebody pregnant.
Right. Yeah, I've heard that one too.
I think that's one of those catch-alls.
Hmm. I mean, could be. Or
But for
you
somebody
having
else, it
sushi.
could mean, oh yeah, you having sushi. You gonna
Yeah.
fucking drown, bitch. That's what it means. Like you're thirsty.
Or
That's what it
swim.
means.
Or
Yeah.
swim. Or swim. Yeah. Who
You need
knows,
something to
bro?
drink. Yeah.
But it means something. And it means something. So whether whether you want to acknowledge it or not, that's just what it is. You just have to understand that. And that's really what it comes down to. But I do believe that, our listeners should take the time to like try to understand their dreams. Some people
Yeah.
don't have dreams. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's been a while since I've had a dream. I might have one tonight, since we're talking about it, but it's been a while since I've had
So
a
what
dream.
happens when you don't have a dream? Because is it like you just closing your eyes and opening them up, and it's like okay, it's morning, or like how does it work? Is it just a
Yeah, I
blank
mean,
spot for you, or
I mean, 9 out of 10 times, bro, it's like I close my eyes and then I wake up, or I'm moving. And I know I move a lot throughout the night. Unfortunately,
So
it's very
are you conscious of that? Like, are you rolling? Like, do you wait, open your eyes and roll over, or like, do you just feel yourself rolling?
no. I just wake up and I roll over. I wake up or I move. Like I'm moving because of discomfort, right? So I'm moving because whether shoulder hurts, whatever. I'm moving because of some type of discomfort or not being able to fall completely asleep. Like this is typically it. And even when I do get like those nights where it's like, oh, everything's perfect, it's very rarely that I have a deep dream. That's why when I do have dreams, I take into account. I mean, even now with my living situation now, and being in a new place, new environment, somewhat quiet environment, it's definitely been the same. Having I know I wake up feeling in a very, very, very high spirits, good energy, but like dreams for some reason, it's been a while since I've had like a definitely a dream that I can remember at that one that I'm like, oh wow. So when I get
Yeah,
them, I
I've
definitely
I've
do
been
analyze
I-
them.
I've been dreaming like crazy. I've always been a dreamer though. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I done had a lot of dreams throughout life, and a lot of dreams that really stand out throughout life. Like I remember I had a dream. I was going through a phase where it was like I was super like into Biggie, super into Tupac. My favorite rapper Dollar had just died, and like
Oh man.
I was also hopping into that rapping aspect of life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you put pen to paper and you really start, I guess, manifesting as you're writing your rhymes, you know what I'm
Mm,
saying? I had a dream that I was in a casket. Like I saw my funeral happen. I was a young nigga though. You know what I'm saying? I was young in my casket. And I saw that. And that's one of those things that scared me where it's like, why am I speaking death on myself? That don't even make sense. I
hmm
wrote a rap speaking death on myself. And the next thing you know, I have a dream about me being in a casket. Like I could see me, saw my suit, everything.
mm.
And
He was fresh,
yeah,
huh?
bro, casket fresh. I'm talking about nigga like
Yeah. He
yeah.
was fresh, huh?
I was
Listen,
clean.
I'm gonna tell you now, man. Like I said today, I had this conversation. And I was saying energy and manifestation, right? And this is another thing I've looked into the fear. So, like, if you want something, you got to manifest it. But the stronger emotion is typically fear. Fear is a stronger emotion.
Mhm.
So, if you are more afraid, you're attracting all that negative energy to you, and you need to relinquish that fear as much as possible. And it's kind of, you ever heard the term fake it till you make it?
Mhm.
That shit is essential to manifesting what you want. I mean, I look back at literally the last year of my life, and I'm just like, this is insane, the
And if
change
you
that has happened
believe,
in my
you
life.
can achieve. You know,
But yes,
you gotta believe
absolutely.
it. Got it's like the Tooth Fairy,
Facts.
Santa Claus. Or you remember that movie, Don't Look Under the Bed from Disney Channel? You remember that
I
movie?
think so. I think so.
Where Buddy had an imaginary friend. Well, this chick had an imaginary friend, and when she stopped believing in him, turned into the boogeyman. Spooky shit, right?
Mm,
Um,
yes.
but towards the end of the movie, when they're talking about the boogie, and there's another imaginary friend who's going boogie, she has a little boy start clapping. If you believe in him, clap. Clap your hands if you believe. And
Hmm.
that kind of broke the boogie spell. So it's like believing in something, wholeheartedly believing in it, even if it's through fear that you're believing in this,
Yes.
could definitely change, your reality, man. And that's where it's like these dreams, your imagination, your mind is crazy. So like, do you you're a writer, so I'm sure you still have a quite a active imagination because if you didn't, you wouldn't be able to write, right?
You'd be surprised. Absolutely. My
I would say
imagination is to the roof.
I would say how important is an imagination as an adult period because that's one thing that you kind of lose when you get caught up in the monotony of fucking
Life.
life.
But let me say this, and I'm gonna say this, and I mean this to everyone who's looking for inspiration. Your imagination and life are so evenly woven together. It's insane. Everything that you see on television has come from somewhere. I'm telling you, no idea just pops out of thin air. It's very rare where you have a Jordan Peele moment where you'll have a dream about something and then you manifest it into a movie. Very rare. I've had those too, where I wake up out of a dream, bro, and I've written down this dream. I think I've even told you some of the dreams that I
Hmm.
wake up and I'm like, yo, this is a movie. I know it's a movie. I told you my red carpet dream. I told you, I can tell you the color of suit that I had on and what it looked like the day
I
that
remember
I
that.
went.
I remember
Yeah.
that because
So,
you woke up on some shit like, bro, like I saw it,
yes,
I saw it,
I
I
was on the
saw
red
it.
carpet, bro.
Yeah.
Yes. So, like, when it comes to like writing though and ideas, typically I get a lot of it from dreams. I'm not gonna lie to you. I get a lot of it from my kids, but that active imagination of like what's next, what's gonna do it. That definitely That plays a tremendous part, man. As a writer, anyone who's writing or coming up with ideas at a minimum will tell you the same thing. Like your ideas and everything, your dreams play a 50 to 60% of the part, if
So
not more.
is there anything that you do to, spark your imagination to inspire yourself? Or like if you're going
Yes.
through like a writer's block type deals or something that there's a go-to where it's like, okay, I know this is going to get my creative juices flowing?
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah, share. That's
I,
why I
I
asked the question.
Yeah, I watch other movies, man. I watch other movies. I watch different movies. I look at other things, and a lot of it is like I pull like a Quentin Tarantino. Like I'm looking, I like this from this, I'm gonna take this. I like this from this, I'm taking that. I like this from that. Oh, that's mine. That's how I web it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I web it. And 9 out of 10 times,
Good
that's
artists
where the ideas
create,
come.
great artists steal, nigga. That's what you said.
No, I mean, you can't really
I'm
steal.
joking.
No, no, no.
I'm
I
joking.
know, I know.
Yeah,
But if you really think about it, some people might be like, "Oh, that's crazy," right? That's bullshit. That's BS. But it's not. It's true. Like there's nothing new that you can do. Everything's been
facts.
told one way or another. My dad used to always say, "Nothing new under the sun," and it's true. All we can do is modify. Right?
Hmm.
You look at taxis, you look at Uber, you look at horses, you look at every type of transportation that has evolved from a wagon, right? Horse and wagon, or riding horses, or whatever it may be. It's just a better form. That's all it is. So no different when it comes to movies, no different when it comes to telling stories. It's the same thing. But I tell you one thing that never changes, that evolves and is ever changing, and something that's new, is your dreams. Low key, if you think about it, your dreams, especially hitting different realities and like seeing different, we'll say, creatures, monsters, or angels, all that stuff.
They said that your mind can't produce faces. Like they who are they to say it? But they said that any face that you see in a dream is a face that you've seen before. Your mind will not put a face together for you. So those
I've also
random
heard
people
that,
that you see in your
yeah,
dreams
are
are
people.
are real people.
Yeah, I've also heard, you can't read in your dream. You can't read words in your dream, like signs and words. You can't read them in your dream. I've also heard that before too,
I definitely
which
read a
is very
contract.
interesting.
I
I'll tell
definitely
you,
read a contract. Like
yeah, I'll tell you a crazy
I
one.
clearly read words. So I
Well, I
know that
mean,
for a fact. I don't
that's
remember
what
the
they
word,
say.
but I know
That's
I read some shit.
that's what they say, right? Maybe you thought you read, but you just know by looking
Maybe
instinctively.
I could just feel it.
Yeah, it's the same concept with the people
Telepathy.
talking about, like, exactly. And I've been hearing that telepathy thing a lot these days. But I'm gonna tell you a crazy dream that I had, which is a true story, another one, and I'll end on this one. So a couple years ago, I had a dream about it was this. I remember being in a club. It was like green lights. It was a whole bunch of like I was in a strip club or something, right? Laser lights. I remember
You could smell
glitter
it,
on the
huh?
body. Nah, glitter on the body, a lot of weird stuff happening, man. And I was just like, what is this? So I remember there was a sign. I couldn't read the sign, whatever. And I remember walking out and like being drunk. And I remember a hydrant and like falling by the hydrant. Or I remember just like blinking as I'm going down to the hydrant. And I remember waking up, and I remember the street that I woke up on. I was like, okay, cool. So now I awake from this dream, and I'm just like, this is so weird. Like that shit is weird. It's up the street. I know the block. I know the place. I pass it all the time. What's going on? Fast forward, bro, maybe 6, 7 months. Me and my boys were walking. We're hungry. Again, this is like either post high school or right before graduating high school. I think it was post high school, maybe like 19 years old. So I'm walking, and it's me and this other dude, right? Two of my boys, pretty much. We're walking, we're talking, we're hungry. We're like, yo, we ain't got no money. We ain't got shit. We just out here in these streets. We see this Mexican dude, right? Passed the fuck out. Passed out by a hydrant, right?
Damn, so you had an inner body experience too, nigga?
Yes, I did,
The
bro. Yes,
outer
I
inner
did.
body. Maybe it's a New
I,
York thing. It's something y'all water up there. Maybe
I
that's what
don't
it
know.
was.
I don't know what it is, but I see the dude. So we help the dude up. He's slurring. He cannot speak, bro. Long story short, I'm like, yo, you got ID on you? And I knew this at a young age. You have ID? He's like, you don't know. So I go through his pockets, bro. I pull out, ready? A wad of hundreds, 20s, 50s, singles, everything, bro. Anything you could think. It was a wad of money I pulled out this man's pockets. And I'm just like,
What you do with that money?
I'm gonna tell you what we did. We called him a cab. We gave the cab driver his address. We paid the cab driver with his money up front, right? And we told him to take him home, right? And then We took $20 and we split the $20 between the three of
Okay.
us, and we went to
$20 ain't
McDonald's.
shit. That's
Nah,
a finder's fee.
that's how we looked at it. We took $20 because we really didn't have any money. We was hungry, bro, and we went straight to McDonald's. I hand to God. That's all we did, and then put the rest of the money in his pocket, and then gave the address to the taxi driver. Put his ID, his keys, everything in his pockets, and then I told the cab driver to take him home. And that was it, man.
That's
And then
good karma. That is good karma.
I
Congrats,
remember
man.
going home, bro.
You passed the
Thanks,
test
man.
that day.
I did. I think we did. $20 is, like you said, but
Finder's fee, nigga. Because I
yeah.
would have took half.
Nah, man. Even my boy, he wouldn't let me, man. My boy was like, nah, man, don't do that. Don't
Looking
do
at
that.
that
It's
shit
not
like,
cool.
you know what? We kept this man alive at this
You know,
point.
people listening to this shit, they're like, what? You let him walk away with all that money?
All that
He was a
money?
stripper.
Yeah.
Oh, back to the dream.
He was a stripper?
He was a male stripper, and the place that he was stripping at was across the street, bro. And that was when I looked inside, guess what I saw? The green lights.
Green
I
lights,
seen the
glitter,
strip pole, everything. Yeah, the
you
glitter,
could smell
everything.
that smell that you smelled in that dream. The smell that smells smelly.
He was a stripper, bro. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. I had a dream about this, and look, it all happened. Same way, bro. I
So
was
were
in
you the
his body.
stripper in that dream?
I was him. So if you want to be technical,
was a
I was the
stripper.
stripper in that dream. Yes. Crazy.
Magic say.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Out here gyrating. Out here
And
gyrating.
wiggling.
Yeah. Yeah. But nah, man. Yeah, it was a crazy, crazy, crazy dream, man. But yo, I'm telling you, if you have dreams out there, you're experiencing certain dreams, man, don't ignore them. Don't ignore them. There's some power to them. There's some truth to them. And it's for you to find out what that is. Honestly.
Facts. And another thing
Yep.
is let your mind drift, man. You are so on point all the time. You know what I'm saying? You got so much going on. You got your kids, you got your job, you got school, whatever it is. You are always focused on something. Sometimes it's just cool to just let your mind just go. Just imagine some shit. Put a pen to paper, draw something, write something, just do something. Just let your mind just go, you know? Because you need that. Your mind needs that. Your mind needs that break to just be free.
Yeah, be free. 100%. Yeah. This is a deep episode, man. I definitely man. We dived into some stuff. If you guys want to hear us talk about this more, please, you know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button.
Turn your notifications on.
Drop some comments. That's right. Drop some comments, man. Let's get it. But we definitely appreciate you guys tuning in, man, listening to us talk about dreams and reality and the power of them, right?
Facts.
But yeah, without further ado, man, I'm Say.
And I'm Mo. And this was Say It How You Feel. We appreciate y'all tuning in again. It's been another successful week. Y'all go out there and go be somebody. God damn it. Have a great one.
I'll see you guys next week.